mesoperitoneal organ. Why this mesoperitoneal? Explanation is simple, friends. 2 minutes before, with our friend, we modulated the mesenteries or ligaments, which has come from the wall to the organ. Well, what a problem. Liver has one huge ligament. By the way, it is suspensory ligament, which is started from diaphragm and attached to the posterior surface of the liver. And due to this, now if I will, I'm very sorry, again I will show it in my clothes, if I will enlarge very bigly this ligament size, you will understand that part of the liver, which is coincide with the place of attachment of this huge ligament, will lack the peritoneal coverage. By the way, all organs have the free places without peritoneal coverage because all organs finally should have arterial supplement innervation. Vessels and nerves enter to the organ through these usually belt shape or long shape free spaces, which are anatomically called pars nuda. Pars nuda, it means the free margins or free places. Because if I will really completely will be covered by peritoneum, vessels and nerves cannot come from retroperitoneal space to me. Because vessels and nerves directed from retroperitoneal space to the organs by ligaments. But ligaments, should have the place of attachment to the organ. And according to this, remember please, due to the big, huge coronal ligament of the liver, which is fused with the posterior surface, this posterior surface loses its peritoneal coverage. Like my hands, which I touch now to this posterior surface, I will modulate it now for you, the coronal ligament, from the diaphragm to the liver. That is the cause why I call the liver mesoperitoneal, because posterior margin of liver is blunt and big. Anterior margin, which we call inferior, it is very sharp and small, but posterior is round and big. That's why we call it mesoperitoneal. I answer into two questions: position and coverage by the peritoneum. Question number 3, projections of your liver. You know, your liver projected in 4 different places. 4 different places. 4 different parts of the human body. Why it is so? Again, this is by point number 1, big size of the liver. Point number 2, high position of your diaphragm. You know, liver has very soft body because this is the parenchymatous organ, and it should have the good, very good protection. Unfortunately, your anterior abdominal wall cannot provide it good protection because it doesn't have the bony structures. But your thoracic wall has the great thoracic cage, which can make the huge protection for the organs. That's why evolutionally your diaphragm rise to upwards to enlarge the peritoneal cavity and to locate organs of peritoneal cavity behind of our ribs. Remember please now these 4 places. Right hypochondric region, right anterior inferior thoracic region, proper epigastric region, left anterior inferior thoracic region. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From these 4 compartments, 2 belong to the anterior abdominal wall. It is right hypochondric, proper epigastric. 2 belong to the thorax. It is right and left anterior superior thoracic regions. Inferior. And partly in the medial compartment region of the sternum, as you understand. But mainly 4 parts. By the way, I want to remind you, friends, that in right hypochondric region, liver is projected only in childhood. For the adults, if you will make palpation of this region and will find the liver, it will show the problem which is called hepatomegaly. Because normally, guys, inferior margin of your liver in adulthood should be coincide by the right costal arch. For the children's, it can descend it up to 3 centimeters below this line due to the high sizes of the liver comparable with the skeleton. But then situation is changed. That's why remember, please, this is so-called holotopy. Holos, it is the surface anatomy. That's why your liver projected into the four-mentioned regions. Now let's start to speak about skeletopy. And first of all, I want to mention these 2 points. This is the highest points of your liver. By the way, liver will achieve these points during the deepest exhalation. Then you deeply remove the air from your lungs. Diaphragm goes to upwards, but your liver is connected with the diaphragm by suspensor ligaments. Then the diaphragm rises to upwards, liver passively, together with diaphragm, goes to up. And look to me, guys, maybe it will confuse you. I show the region of my nipple. This is the 4th rib level. Up to this point, it will goes to up. Remember, it is very understandable. It can what it's so. Left lobe located little bit lower, means the uppermost point. It is by the way, this is for right lobe, it is the level of the middle axillary right line. For the left lobe, it is the left parasternal line, level of 50 intercostal space, between 5 and 6. So if you will look, for example, in this picture, you will see that my words is absolutely right, because the right lobe has more higher position than the left lobe. Let's say then it symmetrically goes to upwards. Anyhow, right will be upper than the left one. 1 and 2. Very important to mention projection of the inferior margins, guys. It is from right to left, started from the level of the middle axillary line in right side. And it is finished in the level of the left parasternal line in the left side. That's in the right side, guys, in the level of middle axillary line. It is start approximately in the level of the 10 rib. Then in the level of the middle axillary line, it is come up to the level of the 8th rib approximately. Then in the level of the xiphoid process of the sternum, it is come up to the level of the 6th rib. And finally, by our parasternal line, it is come to the same, 5th rib level, there is upper border is start. Why? Because in right and left, upper and lower borders in angular shape form fuse to each other. It is understandable for you. That is the skeletopy. By the way, very important for the decision of the place of incisions. Because as you understand, according or compared with the position of the organ to the skeleton, you can find some landmarks for puncture, for incision, for biopsy, for anything which you want. Very well. That's 3 points. The location, the coverage, projection, and point number 4, it is the 5, it is the skeletopy. Now a little bit about anatomy, just very quickly. As you remember, liver, we use the fist rule, to remind you that 8 segments, from 8 segments, 4 in left lobe, 4 in the right lobe, as you remember. By the way, by diaphragmatical surface, liver has 2 lobes, right and left. By visceral surface, if you remember, it has 4 lobes. Right, left, in front of the hilum quadratus, behind of the hilum caudatus. And this division is happened by H-shaped form groove. It has 2 longitudinal parts and 1 horizontal between them. Longitudinals we call right longitudinal, left longitudinal. Horizontal we call hilum of the liver. Hilum of the liver. How this longitudinal grooves is formed, I think you remember. Right one, from anteriorly, depression of the gallbladder, depression of inferior caval vein. Left one, from anteriorly, round ligament, from posteriorly, venous duct ligament. Both these structures, it is remnants of embryonal important vascular structures. And round ligament and venous duct. Round ligament, it is the remnant of the venous umbilical vein. And the venous duct, it is the remnant of the duct which is connected umbilical vein with inferior caval vein. Umbilical vein should be collected with inferior caval vein of the fetus to provide arterial blood into inferior caval vein. Look, we have a reverse situation. If you now use inferior caval for collection of venous blood and aorta for the passage of the arterial blood, fetus has absolutely reverse picture. Arterial blood by portal vein become to the inferior caval vein. venous blood accumulated in the abdominal aorta. And then, in the place of division of aorta into the common iliac vessels, umbilical arteries is originated, which has provided the venous blood into placenta for the oxygenation. That's why look once again, friends, you don't know anything. You greatly dance, you greatly sing, play in the musical instruments. But why you are so pure from your future profession? Why? Then I see to your parties, it is so great for me to see that I have so beautiful, but then I come to your lessons. I have the huge disappointment. You know, I also have the hobbies. For example, I like very much, I have big garden. I make the